Now that's what I call a bye week. The Giants get stomped by the Saints. The Eagles lose to Oakland. And the Redskins lose to, well, it's Kansas City, but the Redskins are one of the worst teams in the league anyways. That's the way you want your bye week to go. See all your division teams go down. And it was great to watch. And especially since your team's not playing, you love to watch the other teams go down. I actually didn't get to see the Oakland game. Really wish I had. That would have been awesome. Not going to really make fun of the Giants so much. I mean, the Saints are a good team. You're in their house. And when they smell blood, they go after it. Though I will say, the two legit opponents they did play in the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints, that defense gave up a whole lot of yards. And if Dallas, could just make one stop there at the end, they beat the Giants. But they beat us, so props to that as well. But let's talk about what Dallas has to do now, because after we got to take our break and watch all the other teams go down and gain some ground without even stepping on the field, we're going to have to step on the field against the Atlanta Falcons, a very good team in the NFL with a very proven quarterback. And that's where I want to start with that, talking about the game. Matt Ryan is legit. He came in last year as a rookie, set the NFL on fire, and he's doing the same thing this year. One of the main reasons you can't get the guy down. Last 4 games, they haven't given up a sack. And which is great for us since we can't seem to get the quarterback. I mean, we didn't get a sack until Kansas City 2 weeks ago. So, and with DeMarcus Ware still banged up, he's playing, but I believe he's still banged up. We're going to need to play a lot better. But there's a guy on our defense who's got something to prove, and that would be Keith Brooking, a guy who has shown all kinds of leadership, all kinds of emotion for this team so far. I think that's going to be added to a little bit, kind of showing up his own team, his old team, so that he can still play and hopefully get to the quarterback a little bit and stop the run as he's been all year. I really think this is a show-me game for Dallas because so far this year, we've beaten scrubs and lost to legit teams. We've gotten beat by the Giants and beaten by the Broncos. One team that's undefeated, one team that just lost their first game last week. But at the same time, you've got to win those games because, yes, all those games came down to, last possession. Dallas had a chance in every game. But that's the NFL. Most games in the NFL are a touchdown win. 10-point win, a comfortable win like that is huge. That means you really dominated at some point. We lost by 7, we lost by 3. Or whatever one. They kicked last second field. I can't remember the score with the Giants. But, we were in those games, and you can make the argument we should have won those games. But we didn't. Romo didn't make the plays. The guys didn't make the plays. This week they will. I have a feeling since we've got that bye, and this is a must-win for Dallas. This is not, I know it's early in the season to say things are must-wins is insane. But you're coming off your bye week. This is the game you're supposed to win at home against a team that just got off the road in Chicago with a big win for them. Dallas has got to come away with this victory. And maybe it's just the homer, maybe it's just me just being too optimistic. I think 9 has a big game this week. I think, and I don't want to put all this and act like, oh, Miles Austin had a big game last time, so Miles Austin is legit. Miles Austin got to show me more than this. I'm sorry, guys, but one big game from Miles Austin does not make him our number one guy and does not make him the savior of this team. Let me put it up front. Miles Austin has been on this team for a couple of years. He's had big games before, and he's also had terrible games where he can't catch anything. So I hope Miles Austin steps up and is that guy for us. But he's going to have to do it in consecutive weeks, not just one game. So I don't want to be too hard on the guy, but I've seen this before. So I want to reserve a little bit from that. But Roy should be back on the field. What we need to see from this offense is use Jason Witten. He's one of the best tight ends in the game. And we're going up against Tony Gonzalez, which makes the argument for the best. And they're going to use him. Let's use Jason Witten. He's been non-existent. And going in that Broncos game when we have to get a touchdown and tie the game at the end, he's blocking. He is the money guy. And you have him blocking. He's got to be more of a factor in this offense. But the bread and butter of this team, which is the running game. We are the best running team in the country. Keep it up. Pound this defense into submission. Whether it's Tashard Choice or Marion Barber or, Felix Jones won't be here, either of those guys can get the job done. This offensive line likes to run block. Pass block, a lot of that's on Romo, but they got to do a better job up front anyways. This is a show-me game for Dallas. This is where Dallas can say they are a contender for the playoffs. Because just beating teams that have won No games or just one game is not going to cut it. You've got to beat good teams. Atlanta is a very good team coming into Dallas. We've got a week under our belt to rest. It's at our house. And I think this is a chance for Dallas to really assert themselves and into that. Because there are really good teams in this league, like New Orleans, like Minnesota, like Indianapolis. And there are really bad teams like St. Louis and Kansas City and Oakland. There is a huge group of mediocre to better teams. Dallas needs to get themselves out of that mediocre status and get into those good teams and people competing for a playoff spot. And I'm not going to say the S word because that's later down the road. We need to get a playoff win first. You got to get in there first. I think Tony Romo has a big game. I think he gets out of his funk and starts playing the way he played when he first got the starting job in Dallas. So, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can get a win for me on my birthday. And Atlanta, hope you enjoy the trip to Dallas. But Cowboys got this one. We'll see you guys later. How about them Cowboys?